Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, or even extraterrestrial life tuning in from another planet, thank you for joining the Cryptic channel once again for even more Call of Duty Modern Warfare Zombies content. Today is a list of 25 tips and tricks you can do in Modern Warfare Zombies, so without further ado, let's dive into it. Starting at number 1. Now, the VR11, love it or hate it, I see it as more of a Marmite wonder weapon, but in Modern Warfare 3 it has a few tricks up its barrel. As if you're using the VR11, not only can it help you transport any but mostly high tier ACVs, it's also useful if your vehicle has taken too much damage. Simply fire at any vehicle or the ACV and it will automatically repair these vehicles for you, but also refuel your own vehicles once it's pack punched. It also allows the player, when carried, to run faster than any other weapon in the game. Moving on, your car has started spinning out and losing control. You might have just popped a tyre, but not to worry, as our operators carry an unlimited amount of tyres in their back pocket, and you're about as fast as Guido and Luigi at popping them back on. Just hold the required action button and you're good to get going again. How to get your own doggo is quite simple. You can actually find flesh of chunks dropped throughout your playthrough of zombies, from either the ACV escort mission when it runs over zombies, when zombies are killed from one-hit kill weapons such as a sniper, or even if you're running wild as an explosive weapon such as the RGL. Quite often flesh can be dropped, then what you can do with this flesh is pick it up and bring it over to a dog kennel. There is different dog kennels across the map that can also be found in tier 1, 2 and 3. So for example, if you wanted a tier 3 dog, you'd need to get 3 chunks of flesh. For a tier 2, 2 chunks, and so on. Once you find these, bring it over to a kennel and drop it inside, and you've just found yourself a pet hellhound that can protect and kill zombies and also revive you if you're downed. Different tiers also correspond to the health and how powerful the doggo is. Infected strongholds can be quite difficult. There's always something hidden somewhere within the stronghold that you can't quite seem to find, and there's a lot in there. And these are spores. But what you can actually do to help yourself with this is grab yourself Death Perception, which actually outlines the spores in the stronghold, so you can find all those little hidden ones tucked away in the corner. Still talking about infected strongholds, but also I suppose could work against something like the Stormcaller, if it's close, would be your gas mask, and how over time when you spend too much time in a storm or a toxic area, it starts to break away your gas mask, and where you can actually end up losing it. Well, to stop yourself from losing it, you can actually repair your gas masks at ammo crates, which fills their meter back to 100%, again allowing you to continue looting the stronghold or enabling you to kill the Stormcaller. How about that? Circuit mods are very easy to overlook, because you can't stow them or put them in your stash for another game. But what you can do, and if you find a few, as they're extremely useful in tier 3 for example, if you happen to come across a mega abomination or need to do a specific contract like a PND, or just stay alive, pop a circuit mod at one of the turrets and watch it absolutely annihilate. It's actually quite fun watching it turn as the zombies helplessly cannot do anything about it. So if you find any, and think about popping in tier 3, or more definitely don't overlook them, they might just save your life. Moving on to number 7. So you've just died, or your game crashed. You've lost that incredibly hard earned level 3 armor plate vest. Or perhaps not all is lost. If you happen to find a merc camp and are able to clear it, when you go over to that crate, quite often you'll be given a level 2 vest, but also a stronghold keycard. So then if you look for a stronghold on your map and go over to the start drilling the safe and clear it successfully, each and every time you'll be rewarded with a level 3 armor plate vest that can really save on time or spending money at tier 2 spy stations and just hoping to get lucky in one of the contracts. You can actually cancel contracts, and this isn't something that's explained or known to you by the game. So say you're in a team or alone, you can actually cancel contracts by simply going into the attack map and holding down triangle on PlayStation or Y on Xbox, and that cancels the contract, and it shows this in the top right corner of your screen when the attack map is open, allowing you to cancel it. And if you're in a team though, and you want to cancel the contract, they would also need to vote to cancel this too. If you want to double your points when completing contracts, well quite often you do, and we overlook this because once we see it, we run over to it and pick it up, which is the power up double points. However, if we waited a little bit more time when doing tier 2 or tier 3 contracts, or any contract for that matter, and want to double our points, rather than rushing towards this and hoping to getting as many kills as possible, evaluate the contract and whether or not you're near to completion. And then if you are, collect the double points. That will instantly give you double the amount of points for the 0 the effort of that contract. You've just picked up a deliver cargo contract. And now you're on your way to pick up the vehicle, and each time there are mercs inside. And what you can actually do is walk up to where the cargo is stored and fire your weapon through the shutters that can kill them through this. And alternatively, you can also walk up to this and have an ether blade and just throw it almost towards and inside the garage, and it will go straight through them, killing them instantly. The Wonder Waffle is without a doubt one of the most nostalgic and powerful wonder weapons in the game, but what a lot of people don't know, or some people just forgot about, especially me when I first stumbled across this on Modern Warfare 3, is that you don't actually need to directly hit the zombie dead on. Instead, you can shoot near the floor towards the zombie in the horde, and it will have the same amount of damage and chain reaction as if you were to hit the zombie normally. Aiming it towards it near the floor can be very useful. Another old school trick that you can do that fans might remember is if you have a few extra points, or can't get enough of any points for that matter, and find a perk machine, you can go over to them and lay to prone and pick up some extra spare points. This can be only done once per game, and you need to be the first person to do it there. Remember to loot cash registers, and quite often, especially in gas stations, you find anything from 200 or more essence. Over time, this can quickly add up, but another way you can get even more points from the cash registers is again grabbing a double points if you get one, or waiting for one to drop. Potentially even more if you're clearing an ether nest, and then it gives you double points towards the end, and then go towards the cash registers to get even more points there. Did you know you can actually stack items? For example, you don't have to be limited to just 5 armor plates at once. If you find even more armor plates around the map and have a space on your backpack, you can actually stow even more armor plates. The same can be applied to monkey bombs, tacticals, and even more, if you have the room to stow them. And it also works for streaks and self-revives. You're not limited to just one. Fuel efficiency in the exclusion zone is just not handy. Anything like that today and you'll just probably walk to where you need to be. But luckily in Modern Warfare 3 Zombies, we get free refills. But what you might not know, you can actually drive over to the gas station and get out of the vehicle to stop any zombies walking over to continuously damage it. So if you need to wait whilst it's repairing and refueling, get out, continue to either kill zombies or sometimes clear an ether nest and get back in, and there you are, you have a refilled and repaired vehicle. Urzikstan is a big map to navigate, and to compensate from that, there are vehicles. Perhaps you can't find one and don't have any nearby. So the next big thing is stamina up. But having a pistol or just having your fists out allows you to run faster. Even more, bringing up something like a mortar strike or even a juggernaut allows you to move even quicker. The hatchback of this honky-dory doesn't look like much. No, of course it doesn't. I mean, look at it, even the wing mirrors just fell off. But it has a special secret that if it's shot at a few times, it sets off a car alarm, which acts like a monkey bomb without the bomb, but it attracts all the zombies to it that can perhaps save you from being swarmed, or if you need a few seconds to spare yourself in the exclusion zone. You're going in with a few friends and you're not sure what to have as a secondary. Some of the most notable powerful weapons in the game are your pistols, but also a lot of the time when you go down, you can't do anything if your teams are trying to revive you. So having a pistol handy can keep them pesky zombies away whilst you get picked back up. Them pesky ACV escort contracts quite often get tricky, so if you have the points or even spare sentry gun, plop one on the top of it. And if you have more points, whack a few on the top of it. Doing it solo can be really useful, keeping you and the ACV alive for much longer, meaning you'll likely successfully complete the contract. Want some extra points while moving around in a vehicle in the exclusion zone, or just some help completing that sentry gun mission to kill so many zombies and mercs? Well, similar to popping a sentry gun on the ACV, you can also do this to a vehicle, and again, you can have a few plopped around on them to help with that mission, but also keep the zombies at bay as you drive around the map. So you like packer punching, but you don't like the camo it gives you in game, or the camo you have on the weapon already and you want to show that off. Well, you can actually go over the packer punch machine and simply melee it, punch it in the face, and then packer punch it, and instead of adding the packer punch camo on your gun, it will keep what you've already equipped. Another useful tip is the cooldown of insured weapon slots. So mostly all of us know, insured weapon slots are weapons that you can bring in and customize in the lobby before entering the game, and more unlock as the more acts you complete. But if you happen to lose or swap your insured weapon slot, the next game you then successfully exfil from, with lots of points and so on and so forth, actually helps reduce the insured weapon slot time, allowing you to dive straight back into the action with that preferred weapon of your choice and continue that camo grind if you so choose to do so. The chopper is about to leave, and there is a lot of zombies and carnage is all around you, and you don't or just used your last self-res. But it turns out, if you happen to go down on the chopper as it takes off, it will still give you a successful exfil, meaning that everything you just exfilled with in that run and yourself will be safe. Exfil locations on the map can be overcrowded by just so much going on, making it really confusing to see where they are on the map. But if you open up the attack map and zoom all the way out, it allows you to spot these exfils much easier. How about it? We have a new addition to a recent update, and that's being able to leave your squad. You might want to do this as you've paired up with them by accident, they're simply not being very team cooperative, or you want to be doing something completely different in the exclusion zone. So to do this on console, press up on your D-pad, and at the bottom you should see leave squad, and there you go. You've just successfully left your squad to do whatever you would like in the exclusion zone. Again, I want to thank everyone for liking, subscribing and commenting in the comments below and watching the videos, so please be sure to leave your thoughts and knowledge if you know even more tips and tricks and secrets below. Make sure to hit the bell icon if you haven't already, subscribe if you also haven't done so. But I'm Cryptic, until the next time, stay safe, stay frosty, and goodbye for now.